So, Mr. President, what is this manifest destiny?
Well, I believe it to be the belief that this great country will continue to expand and grow, and it is my job to do so.
Well, since you promised to annex the Republic of Texas, I would say that you're keeping to your promise quite well. What are your other goals?
Well, the independent treasury must be reestablished. Reducing tariffs is beneficial, and somehow I will acquire California and New Mexico from Mexico.
What are your beliefs on the expansion of slavery?
I will not deny that I have been a slave owner my entire life. I know that some abolitionists strongly oppose me for being instrumental in expanding slavery by my plans to annex Texas, but that is their own belief.
What if Mexico refuses your diplomat and refuses to negotiate with you on your offer to collect your land?
I would see that as an insult to the United States. One way or another, I will acquire California from Mexico.
Well, Mr. Polk, very good luck on your promising president.
What motives do you have toward the idea of states' rights?
Well, sir, I must tell you that I am particularly motivated to give the states an opportunity to let them decide what they want of their own state government.
What would you like to do about that?
I would like to strengthen theories such as nullification to make sure that the federal government doesn't have the majority effect in popular sovereignty.
How do you think this contributes to sectionalism?
I think that sectionalism is a result of a good cause to let the people choose their political needs, such as slavery.
In that case, what do you think of the Bleeding Kansas conflict?
Well, sir, you must remember that the territories west of the North and South weren't very organized as of then to know if most of the residents wanted slavery or not, because they are in the middle along with their great compromise.
Well said. What do you think about the protective tariffs?
It is a selfish tax on the European nation on their goods by the Northerners to ruin everyone else.
How does this affect the South?
It ruins the economy because the South depends on European goods as well as price resources as opposed to goods coming in on land, since land travel is much more difficult.
Okay. So, Mr. Douglas, give us an inside look on slavery.
Well, I feel there's a great injustice happening in the southern part of this country. The Southerners are treating my fellow Negro men as animals instead of the men they are. They force them to work like oxes and horses, while the work they can do is just as the regular subsistence farmers can do from back in the colonial times. Pause, Mike.
So, Mr. Douglas, how do you think that we can solve the issue of slavery?
Well, I believe that slavery can really only be resolved through war, because we have been through many compromises, such as the Missouri Compromise, the Compromise of 1850, and other such compromises. But they've only led to things such as Bleeding Kansas, in which people from the North and people from the South have been killing each other for the right of slavery or not in that state. So, I believe that the only way we can really solve this is through war.
So, Mr. Douglas, say all the slaves were free. Do you think they'll be equal with the white people?
I would hope that they would be, but the kind of attitudes that the current Americans have, they won't really ever, the Southerners basically, won't ever really accept the Negro for the people that they are. The Northerners, after a while, will of course accept them because of their kindness of their hearts for already abolishing slavery up here. And down there, it will take a lot of convincing. But I believe after at least 50 to 60 years, the South will learn to accept the Negro for who they are. But
So, Carrie Nation, what was your reasoning for all of these acts?
I believe that everything I did was for a good cause, and I do not look back on what I did.
Why did you attack a bar with a hatchet?
I did it because I felt that bars are evil for men, and the men are taking their drunken selves out on us women by hitting us and abusing us. It is simply immoral, and I believe that I did the complete right thing.
What is your solution to all of these alcohol problems?
I plan to keep going around campaigning the troubles of drinking and hopefully can get people to switch to a different drink, abolishing alcohol.
General, why has the United States waged war against Mexico?
Those Mexicans have refused all offers of peaceful negotiations and have spilled American blood on American soil.
So the General, what should be their, say, surrender terms in your opinion?
We should receive about 1/3 of their land in return for about $15 million.
Well, that sounds like a generous deal. And so, to conclude, what are your plans to win this war?
We should capture the capital and make them surrender.
Forceful surrender?
Yes.
Okay, thank
So
you.
tell
General.
us, sir, why are all these immigrants flocking to California?
Well, when the gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill, we all came here to make a fortune.
So, have you found any gold?
No, no one has had so much luck. But we are still poor, but undaunted nevertheless.
One last question. What do you think of California becoming a state? Should it be slave, accepting, or free?
Us Californians are based on luck and hard work. We're not lazy to make someone else do our work. It's a question of morality. California will be a free land.
So, sir, could you bring us into a brief royal feelings of the American Indians caused by the Trail of Tears by our landslide elected President Jackson?
Well, the removal was very socially depriving and emotionally weakening, as well as physically unbearable even during the trail itself.
What sort of problems were there after the move?
Many of our elders died of having to sleep on the bare ground and not waking up the next morning due to animal-like treatment from the fair-skinned ones. Few of us slept in the wagons. Most of the pain was suffered by the women and children not fit for such a journey.
Thank you, thank you. Is there anything you would like to tell the American public in your own words?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. I would like to say that our people may not be like or advanced like yours, but if we give a chance to know each other as equals, we can live together in harmony without such
Well said. Thank you for your time and expressions.
It's my
What do you think of the effect of your cotton gin on the agricultural South?
Certainly, to the south, my cotton gin has made slavery expand and explode because the task of picking cotton has gotten much simpler since then.
How about the more industrial North?
The cotton gin hasn't had much of an impact there, but since they rely on factory systems, that has allowed me to be beneficial there too.
How so?
Well, since the North's factory system largely revolves around the manufacturing of goods, my idea of interchangeable parts, which means that parts can be identical and they can be freely exchanged at will, has allowed me to reap the benefits.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Whitney.